Carlos, have you ever got your pushed in?
Yeah, of course I got my pushed in. Have you ever gotten your pushed in?
I've got my pushed in, man. Big time. But what does that mean, though?
You don't know what that means?
No, what does that mean?
Wait.
It's when you delicious to another dude and you ready to pound. Go to Pound Town on your backside.
Oh, no, I sorry. No, I've never done that.
No, I've still done it. I fold. Welcome back to SOS VHS. We have a good one today. Training Day, starring Denzel Washington, John. What's his name?
Ethan Hawke.
Well, I was gonna say Denzel's son.
It's not.
Denzel's son. I was gonna say Denzel's son's dad is in this movie.
John David Washington.
I think that's his name.
Don't ask me.
Okay, what's his name?
John David Washington.
Gen Z Skeletons got it. John David Washington. Okay.
John David Washington's dad is in this. You've seen him in Ballers and Tenet, but his dad was also an actor. He's in this great movie called Training Day, starring Ethan Hawke and a bunch of other people of various colors.
Yep. Directed by Antoine Fuqua, who also did all the Equalizer movies.
Wait.
No, what's going on?
He's introducing Denzel like nobody knows him.
No, I like it. Yeah.
Wait, Doc, what happened today? You walked in the studio saying you got to have kids.
Man, because
What happened?
So where I live at, on the way here, there's a vicinity where there's a high school, like a block over, an elementary school, and then another block over, like a middle school, like a private school.
I don't like this. I don't like what this is going.
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare trying to cross. The kids wouldn't let you go past. Like, what the fuck?
So why do you need a kid? So you need a kid to get through it or something?
No, I just need a kid so I can like feel with parents like why they love these motherfuckers. Cause I'm just like, are you kidding me? I was like, I should just go with my car. I was like, they didn't care.
You want to hit them like a
Man, I'm telling you, dude, not the elementary, but the high school one. I'm like, fuck every last one of y'all. Y'all can let me pass. They wouldn't let me pass.
So annoying.
Oh man. So I said, if I had some kids, maybe I'll feel a little better. You know,
I see.
fatherly
That's
love.
an interesting take to want a kid in the middle of hating them.
Oh man.
You know what though? Like the first scene of Training Day, Ethan Hawke is caring for a baby. I have kids, and I got like anxiety from that.
Oh wow.
Because the infant stage is so like crazy. You're not sleeping, so I felt it's hard, and you're like to know that he has that and he's caring for a family. Like, dude, that shit's like stressful, and like he's got to like. I got to make
That's
this.
like looming over him the whole movie.
I got to make this team. I got to make this, get this job with this guy. Like, this is going to be good for my career, good for my family.
Yeah.
So like, having a kid is impactful. And that's kind of setting him to be like, oh, I'm not going to say no to Denzel. I'm not going to say no to Alonzo, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever he says. I'm going to do this for my family. And it's like, that's what you do when you have kids. You do whatever it takes.
I fell asleep with a preemie in my hand one time, in my arms.
With a premature
baby in my hand.
Why did you have a preemie in your hands? Were you a
Because
nurse?
my aunt used to just let him cry when he was born.
Oh, okay.
And it was a twin. So when he would cry, the other twin would wake up and cry. And she would just sleep right through him. So I was like, what the fuck? So I went in there and I grabbed the one that was crying.
It was
and
two
the other
girls?
one, it was two boys.
Oh.
So I went downstairs to go to sleep. I went downstairs to like rock him to sleep.
Williams sisters.
But I rocked my fucking self to sleep. So
Oh my
then
God,
I
that's
woke
so
up
funny.
and the baby wasn't in my arms. And I go, where the fuck is the baby? And I look and he's like laid tucked on the floor on the side of the couch. I'm like, fuck.
What?
Yeah, I fucking dropped him. Nah, I was like, oh man, it was fucking.
Oh, but okay, I'm gonna give you also
Baby, that's so.
I've never dropped a baby, but I have fallen asleep. They say not to do that, obviously,
Yeah.
because that can happen. But you're so fucking tired, you're up all night, and you're just like, I'm just gonna doze off a little
Man,
bit.
that's
you know?
exactly what happened. Next thing you know, I woke up and he wasn't there. And I said, I was checking my pockets and shit, like, what the fuck? And then I looked to the side.
Have you ever almost had a baby? Have you ever got a girl pregnant?
Yeah, I didn't get her pregnant, but I had a couple scares.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad I didn't have a baby by her.
I've had so many abortions.
Really?
Oh my God.
But that's not bad. It's legal.
It is legal, but it is just bad. It's not.
It's illegal to murder. I've never murdered.
Well, some say it is murder, Carlos.
Doc.
I've never had an abortion.
Okay.
Now, that was the blessing for me.
You almost had a
almost what I thought I had a baby because the condom broke.
Yeah.
A couple times.
But dropping a baby is like close to an abortion. It's just born. So you almost did.
I mean, yeah. And then what would scare me because there's this rumor that cats suck the air out of babies. So as a kid, I was like 15 when that happened. Yeah. So I was thinking like, damn, man, the cat was walking around and shit. I'm like, oh, he could have fucking sucked the air out of him.
Suck the air?
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, like there's this rumor about. If we gotta Google this shit, because see, that's why we need them fucking. Hey, guy, can you Google and put it up?
Gen Z Skeleton, if you can please Google cats sucking the air out of babies with your crystal skull.
I've never heard of this. It's on the other side.
I don't think it's a real. Don't worry about it. It's my key, right?
Yeah.
It's
I've never heard of.
It's just like I think it's just a rumor, but that's what they say that cats kill babies by sucking the air out of their mouth or something, taking the oxygen from.
I don't trust cats. I'm a dog person.
Yeah, that's wild. Who told you this?
Like a rumor in the hood. I think it might have been just hood shit.
It's
I don't even know.
Yeah, at night when you
walking under a ladder type shit.
Yeah, or like Leprechaun in the Hood. So, what are other hood rumors?
Fuck.
Great question, Carl.
Yeah, I think it's the same rumors. I mean, they're not rumors. They're just rumors, but they're like
stories, like of the hood
or myths or
myths. Yeah,
but you're saying they're the same everywhere, which is a good lesson. We're all the same.
Yeah, walking under the ladder, stepping on cracks on the ground, shit like that.
But in the hood, it's like stepping on crack.
Yeah, like
it's like, damn, man, I could have smoked.
Speaking of crack, Training Day. Fuck, wait, boy, that movie. The acting was so superior in this movie, and especially on Denzel's end.
Oh my, he's the most Denzel ever in this movie, and he said this is his favorite role that he's ever done. You could just tell Denzel's into it, man. He's like giving it all.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first seen it at the theater, I hated the movie.
Why?
Because I was used to Denzel like being like the savior or something like that. So when he played this guy, I was like, what the fuck is this?
He got his first Academy Award for Glory as Best Supporting Actor in 1990. You know that it was a Civil War movie?
Yeah.
Right? Oh man, I watched it a long time ago.
Glory, you're right.
Glory. Yeah. So he got, that's the save. Yeah, he's like the captain.
Yeah, you see him playing, and then it's like this whole nother guy. And the way he played it, and it was just like it. Man, I ain't gonna lie, it was traumatizing because I used to have cops like that in my neighborhood when I was a teenager.
Really?
Man, bro.
Like Denzel?
Bro.
Like, Doc, come over here.
Bro.
Give me the lowdown.
You know what I did? I said to myself, I was Googling police captains that's been arrested for kilos and stuff like that. And I pulled up this article right here today.
And it was like your 8th grade teacher.
Detroit police officer charged with stealing, selling drugs. Jesus.
To Doc's mom.
Okay. 2 Detroit cops were charged with robbing drug dealers and stealing drugs obtained in police searches, a U.S. attorney's office said Thursday.
Yeah, so this is like a common. Yeah, this is a common thing. Yeah. Like on the streets. Because imagine being a cop and you make, especially back then, 20, 30,000, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
And then you come up on a kid like me and I got $1,000 in my pocket.
Yeah.
You're going, after a while, and then they got to deal with all the wild killing, murder, and stuff.
Is that hard for you to watch movies with a corrupt police? Like, does that always happen?
It's not hard to watch it, but watching Training Day was hard because
it's so good.
It was so good, and it was Denzel. So it had me like, I was traumatized by it. It was like fuck.
I didn't grow up that way. Carlos, I don't think you grew up that way, but like, you have a personal connection to that and going, oh, I know that type.
Yeah. Like what he did when he was like taking the money from them. That happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is what the fucking they did, right?
So
these motherfuckers, man, I ain't gonna say their names, but the officers,
no names.
They used to harass all the drug dealers in all the neighborhoods and arrest. And so this one time, they usually like how like when they was clapping and they had the pigeons coming when they saw Denzel coming.
Yeah.
Same thing. We used to be like, hey, woo, 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 and they go, oh fuck. So, but this particular time, I had just copped a fresh stash. I had about $200-300 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I was going to
fun stuff.
Frank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this has been established.
Okay. I didn't know if it was what it was.
Wasn't fucking Girl Scout cookies. So we normally sold dope in front of this liquor store, which was like a few houses down from my house.
Yeah.
So normally what I would do, I would go, hide my stuff, put up my money because of the police situations, the robbing. So I was like, all right, let me just go in the store right quick. I fucking go in the store, and when I came in, they come walking in the door like a fucking, and I'm like, fuck. And I got a fresh stash under my nuts. I'm like, no, fuck, Playboy. I got 200-300 in my pocket. I said, this can't be.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me and go, well, what do we have here? And then the boy was like, yeah, well, come on outside. We need to talk. I said, come on, man. Y'all can't. I said, man, let's listen, dog. He said, nah. Put your hands up against the wall. And I said, fuck. And I put my hands up against the wall. So they know what to do. So they went deep into the crevice and they rubbed. They say, They say, nah, we're not going to go in there. Go in there and take it out right now. I go, fuck. And then I go in there and I pull the shit out. They go, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They take my shit.
Yeah.
Then they take my money. Then they handcuff me and they put me in the car. Now I'm thinking I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
We drive. They stop. And they go and they drive into this neighborhood. And then they stop. Take me out the car, put me up against the car, and take off my handcuffs. And he goes, okay, you're free to go. And I go, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. And he goes, I said, this is another gang neighborhood. Why the fuck? I go, what do you mean? I could get killed over here. You know what this motherfucker said? Exactly. I said, what the fuck? I said, fuck. I said, man, you can't do this, dog. And then he said, hopefully, man, let me tell you something, bro. You talking about the road running from Bugs Bunny? I was faster than that motherfucker. I was and then it just was like, I was fortunate. Wasn't a street dude from the other gangs in sight. You know, I was like, are you fucking kidding me,
man.
Bro, I was so scared. I ain't had no guns on me. I would think I was like 14 in. I said,
oh my God, you were 14.
Hey, bro, y'all heard the stories. Another thing. So, it's like, and people don't understand like that's that training day situation. Them cops, that's real shit. It makes it so hard for the good police because most police are good, but it's like these apples, like you see them few. That's who they are, and they fucking cause wreaking havoc. Yeah, like
like the people who planted that shit on OJ. Bad fucking cops, making it look.
Well, we ain't going, that ain't my business.
and these are these white cops, black cops?
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny. Here's what's
Do they have Mexican cops in Detroit? They don't exist, right?
That's probably over in Mexican Village.
We
got a Mexican village. I just found out we had Mexicans in like 95. I didn't even fucking know.
When Pulp Fiction came out.
I like that there's so few Mexicans. It's just Mexican Village.
Yeah,
Mexican Village is in LA. Is LA. LA is Mexican Village. Yeah.
But in Detroit, it's the most diverse area because the Mexicans live over there, Latinos, other types of Latinos live over there, and then Asians and blacks and whites. Yeah. It's like the most diverse, used to be. I don't know about now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I found out we had Mexicans in 95.
That's so funny.
So, yeah.
Jesus, man. And then, so Doc, when did you start, in the gangs in Detroit? How did you get into that? Who was, how did that start? Like, what age? Because 14, I mean, it's crazy young to be in.
It is, but it started before that. It started with me just. No, Detroit is different with gangs.
I can only
Detroit
imagine.
gangs is mostly about drugs and money. It's not like the Blood and Crip type of situation. Well, not now, because the Blood and Crips originally was about money. So what it is I started selling dope with them. They, as they were a gang in that area, so selling dope with them automatically made me an affiliate with them. But the problem is I grew up with other gangsters like across the bridge. And so they were different gangs. So I didn't beef with all of the different ones, but certain
Windsor?
Windsor.
Windsor can't.
Gangsters on it. All right, Mike. Is that fucking Australia I just did?
That's Australia.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I think I might have started off like just watching out for the police, like around 12, 13 maybe.
Yeah.
And then it was like $50 a day wasn't enough. I was like, man, $50, y'all got $500,000-$600,000 in y'all pocket all the time, every day. I'm like, fuck. And then coming in gym shoes every day. So I was like, how do I do this? And then it snowballed from there. And then the gang activity started getting more and more. But I was more about being just a crack dealer. as just
You didn't do
money.
any cool heists or anything like in Grand Theft Auto?
No, we had dudes that did that, but it ain't no money in it. Like a lot of dudes, like
Heat style.
no, that's like that's
That'd be cool.
That's white
would be
dudes
cool.
crime, really.
That's white dudes
yeah. We don't.
Yeah.
That's
Doc, I wish like you and me, we should like go rob somewhere like Heat style. Just for the old time's sake.
5'3". I'm so identifiable out there.
You guys got to wear like suits, so you guys got to do it like
we wear an SOS VHS hat.
yeah. You guys got to look like Robert De Niro.
I'm gonna dress like Andres.
I'm gonna dress like Pablo Escobar.
Now I have a question for you, Doc. What is? I mean, I think I know what it is. What is Sherm? What is?
I've smoked Sherm.
Dust. Have you smoked Sherm?
Yeah. Back in the day.
Sherman's just weed.
Is it
mixed.
weed with formaldehyde? Is it weed with PCP? Like what
It's
is
what
it?
gets them wet. It's the PCP, I thought.
Because I've heard of formaldehyde with formaldehyde, and I've heard. I mean,
like
this is
that's
just from Tupac, smoking Sherm. So I don't know shit. I'm just a white guy, but
That
like
could be super ghetto way to smoke it, but PCP I thought was like the way to do it.
Well, there's lacing it is just lacing it. So whatever you lace it with is what you lace it with. So you can lace it with PCP.
So Sherm no matter what.
Some people lace it with crack. Back then they called it 51. And Sherm might be is a mixture of what PCP or
That's
is it
what
a mixture of? I thought it was a mixture of crack and weed, but I don't know because everybody just got their different names. And
I see.
yeah, because I know that scene. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I didn't know you like to get wet.
Yeah.
And he's naming off like all these names, and he says
intense.
Sherm. I'm like, oh, I know.
I was mad he didn't
I've heard
say
of
51, and I was like, oh, he ain't from the D, punk ass.
I just love that scene. I love the color grading.
Yeah.
That scene is so. It's such a.
It's realistic.
It doesn't feel,
hallucinating.
and it doesn't feel like it's overdone. It just feels like it's just a simple like color grade, right? Where he's tripping out, and I just love the whole Denzel going. What?
Yeah, it's cool.
He's just fucking with them.
Yeah.
Is such a great scene. And I love that line. Hey, you know what? Sound like someone held a gun to your head.
Yeah.
After that, right?
Right.
Like he's like, fuck, this guy is like fucking me up.
Yeah.
But I just needed to know. I heard Sherm. I'm like, but what is Sherm? I want to know because I listen to a lot of gangster rap. So
I think it's like what
I wanna
Doc
be in the
said. There's
know.
different
Sherm was the one
Yeah.
they said on Gangsta Rap way back then.
Way back then, yeah.
Sherm was it just. I don't know. Like I say, the different lingo doesn't necessarily cross over in other states. Like if you go with that same lingo that they have in the hoods here and go somewhere else, they're gonna be like, "What is that?"
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you have to tell them.
You know what? In the comments below, comment what do you think Sherm is, and please educate
Please, thank
me.
you.
Yeah.
We would like to know. This is what the show has turned into in Andres' accent.
I don't want to know. I don't give a fuck. I can have the feds at my house tomorrow. Like I told you, he's back selling. No, that's these two.
How did you get out of it?
My mother.
She called them and was like, Doc's not playing no more.
So I got a juvenile.
Carlos.
That's good. Yeah.
The guy that I was copping from, I got to a point where I started having guys sell for me.
Sick.
And then, so anyway, one of them ran out of dope. And he came to the house at nighttime. And that was a no-no.
Yeah.
But
It's
for him, it was
survivor
cool.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was cool because my friends would always come 1 o'clock on the weekends or whatever at night. It wasn't a big deal. Knocked on the door. I came, hey, and then he was like, hey, Doc. I was like, man, I'm out. Can you?
What were they doing
Rest
at
in
1
peace,
a.m.?
JP.
Like, let's watch Conan or something?
Huh?
What were they doing at 1 a.m.?
I mean, I don't know if they were watching Conan.
What do you mean?
I was watching Conan.
Yeah.
We were watching Conan.
I was just
Doc,
sitting
we
there-
gonna watch Conan
I probably was
tonight?
watching Green Acres because I was always watching like the late night, like at midnight, all of these comedies would come on. So I would watch Lauren Hardy, Benny Hill at 11. Then I would watch Lauren Hardy
you grew up in
or Three
England?
Stooges.
Oh, I love Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
I love.
Old school.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Hogan's Heroes came on at 11:30 sometimes. So I would go, I would flip the channel, remote. So I would
And to get it faster, you're like, let me just smoke this real quick.
never smoke.
Do you like Marx Brothers? All those Marx Brothers movies?
Oh, I
You
love
into
the
that?
Marx Brothers. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Marx, I love them dudes. man.
Duck Soup, Horse Feathers, man, Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx still cracks me up. You can watch those movies and still laugh.
Yeah.
There's this one, I remember, I forget what movie it's from, but Groucho Marx with that big lady that he's always chasing around, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
they're like hugging each other, and she says, "Hold me closer, closer, closer," and he goes, "Any closer, and I'd be in back of you." And it's just so quick and witty,
silly.
and it's very funny still. And these are like movies in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite scenes is when he's romancing with his girl in the canoe or the paddleboat.
Oh yeah.
She falls in the water, and then she's like, "Throw me the lifesaver," and he opens up a pack of lifesavers.
So silly.
Yeah.
That kind of dumb shit had me in the floor. Like, oh, that's goddamn hilarious. Fucking, she's dying. He threw her a piece of candy.
Wait, so it's 1 a.m. Your
1
boys
a.m.
show up,
He shows
and your
up.
mom's pissed.
No. Mom's is. I thought she was asleep.
Okay.
All right, so he said, "I'm out." I said, "Okay, let me get some more for you." And then he gave me my money. I gave him.
Yeah.
And I made the exchange. And as I make the exchange, the crackhead is on my porch now.
Oh no.
And he's like, "Hey, buddy," and I'm like, "Get your goofy ass out what the fuck you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, my bad, homie." He's like, "You good?" No, I said, "Get off the fucking porch."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, okay, sorry about that." So he said, "Hey, man, but here go the money." So he walks down the steps and drops the money on the sidewalk. I go, "You motherfucker."
Yeah.
So I tell John, I say, "Hey, man, just keep that. I'm just giving 2 out of it." I say, "Hey, man," and I run into him, grab it off the floor ground, like, "Get the fuck out of here." I said, "Damn, dog, why would you throw the money right here in front of my house like this?"
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm saying this, I hear a rattle at my mother's fan at the window upstairs, like, clink, clink. No, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, shit." I said, "What's that?" And they was like, "I don't know." I said, "Well, let's take a walk."
Yeah.
So we start walking down the street, me, him, and the crackhead.
Who's
And,
Who's him?
The guy that was on your porch?
No, the other, the young kid that was.
Oh, I see.
That was getting re-up. So re-up. Anyway, so all of a sudden I hear my mom, Dog, time to come in the house. And I said, "Oh, shit." I said, "All right, y'all, I'm going back in the house." So when I get in the house, she says, "Oh, your father gonna be home after in a little while. Why you ain't wash those dishes?" And I said, "Oh, that's what you called me before?" I said, "Oh, I'll do them right now."
Dealing crack right now, Mom.
Hold on, easy.
Bitch. I'm selling crack.
I'm out here. But I was like, "Okay, that's what you want me to do?" All right. So I was washing the dishes. And you know how, like, you can feel somebody just still standing behind you?
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, man." I'm thinking she was gone because she faked like she left. But
Yeah,
she didn't
she
leave.
faked it.
And I'm like, "Shit." And then she's like, out of nowhere, she's just like, "Why you selling crack again?" And then I said, "Oh, here you go." And she said, and I said, "Man, this is what I do. I didn't," she said, "Well, you just got out of juvenile. Your best friend just got killed," because my boy had got shot in the head 3 times. That was like,
Oh my God, dog.
well, that's a lot.
man.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch. So
And how old are you at the time?
I was 16 at that time.
Damn.
And my boy that got shot in the head was just turned 18.
Okay.
Yeah, they young, like this
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay." So she said, from now on, you got to be in at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh man,
So
so
I'm
early.
like, cool. I got them selling dope for me in my head. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, I'll be in."
Yeah, I'll do it from home. Whatever.
Yeah. Let them fucking do that. I ain't
Yeah.
even out there like that no more.
Yeah.
They doing it. So the next thing you know, this was like 2 a.m. Next thing you know, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning,
Oh man.
I feel like somebody shaking me. And I go, "What the fuck? What's going on?" She goes, "Hey, I want you to move in with your aunt." And I go, "What?"
No.
Is this the aunt that's 100? That's over 100? Is that
No.
that-
This
or
is her
different aunt?
This is her sister.
Wait,
Sister,
is this
got
the
it.
Fresh Prince pilot?
No,
Oh,
this is-
okay.
Jeez. Oh, God.
Yeah, except I didn't move to Beverly Hills. I moved to the other side or east side, which was worse.
That's so funny.
I was still selling crack over there.
You know
too.
what? I want that Fresh
that
Prince.
ain't funny. That ain't funny, kids.
That's so funny. A Fresh Prince where he's like, he goes through a worse neighbor.
That's so good.
Yeah, and so she says, "You gonna go?" And I said, "No, I'm not." I said, and she said, "Yeah, you are." And then, I said, "Okay, well, wake me up later and I'll pack my bags." She said, "No, your bags are already packed at the door." I fucking look, and there was my bags, and then I hear a pop pop, and then I fucking see my aunt walk in a couple
my
minutes
God.
later. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Doc, get in the fucking
I didn't
car.
even have time to even.
She's like, I just want to watch the Pistons tonight, bitch.
But right before you left, your mom's like, got those dishes done.
Yeah. I got to do it.
Got him.
But what she did was she said, she hugged me and she said, "All I'm asking you to do is to try."
Mm-hmm.
and you can make it. I said, but I failed the whole 11th grade year. I said, I'm like, what? How?
Yeah.
She said, just try it. And she says, anything you want, I'll try my best and do that for you. When I tell you she did, she got everything I asked her.
Yeah.
Without saying no.
What you asked for, like PlayStation?
No, nothing, because I knew what we were going through.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I was still selling crack on the east side.
Wait, you continued at your aunt's?
Of course, come on. Well, no, but yeah, I was. I ain't gonna lie.
I know.
Because what happened
funny.
is the east side guys that I also knew that I went to middle school, I went through the first part of my middle school and all of my elementary school. Now, they were big drug dealers too, and a lot of them were making money. So I got hooked up with them, and I was like, oh, okay, y'all making money over here too. Okay, so.
Because it's hard to
there's
say
crack
no to
everywhere.
that much money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, man. This is like when you're that young, I wasn't flipping keys, but I was getting.
What were you buying?
I was getting quarters here and there.
No, like with your money, like what were you literally buying?
Just gym shoes and clothes and hoes.
Yeah, like Jordan.
Gym shoes, clothes, and hoes.
Yeah.
Gym shoes, clothes, and hoes.
yeah.
Gym shoes, clothes, and hoes. Gym shoes, clothes, and hoes.
Yeah.
I'm done, mom.
Yeah, like pussy, weed, and alcohol.
Yeah, that's all it is. You can't
Seems to
do
satisfy us all.
You can't spend too much. You can't go out just blowing thousands on a car. So I couldn't do none of that.
Well, all cars.
Yeah, I had
Cost
a car
over
that my mother got.
$1,000.
But when she got me that car, I think I stopped by then on my own.
And I feel like this is a perfect movie to get to know you, Doc, and like where you came from, and it's relatable to your life, obviously not ours. But when did you get into comedy while you're still in Detroit? Like, how did you move from street life to, you know what, I'm gonna give comedy a try? Yeah.
Well, I so I get kicked out of school for an attempt murder thing, right?
Like Allen Iverson?
A little bit rougher. So anyway, I get kicked out. I go through this whole trial thing, and
wait. You get kicked out of school for attempted murder?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and you go to trial?
Yeah, I went to trial.
Like the people of Michigan versus Doc Willis?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And so I had to, I ended up copping a plea. And what's crazy is I wound up getting probation. Mm-hmm. So, because they dropped it down from attempt murder to assault with the intent to commit great bodily harm, less than murder.
Yeah.
And so.
What was the weapon?
Gun, firearm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it was originally that plus the firearm. Mm-hmm. So so I had to, I was going through this whole thing, like, because I was like fighting with myself. Like, I still had the street mentality, but I was trying to be better and do better. And then messing around at school, got into it with some dude with a fraternity of dudes, and got into it, and it got a little uncomfortable. And I tapped in the street and came back. And God blessed me with the fact that I didn't wind up murdering the dude.
For sure.
So it was one of those situations where when I was doing this, like at this New Year's Eve party, and they was asking you to do your New Year's resolutions. So it was right at the height of the trial, and I still hadn't went to the trial yet. Like,
yeah, of course.
So I was talking in the mic.
You were out?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was actually at my aunt's house. She was having a party, a New Year's Eve party, and she had a mic and a DJ, and the DJ had. And so she just had everybody just going up, different people going up, hey, if you want to, say what your New Year's resolution is. Right. So I went up there.
And they're like, oh no, Doc's going up. He's on trial right now.
Yeah.
Everyone be cool.
I was, and unconsciously, I just was having the whole room laughing. All the people.
Yeah.
Ah! So the dude walking to me out there, he's like, man, you ever thought about being a comedian or an actor?
Yeah.
Man, when I heard comedian, I was like, fuck acting. Comedian was it. Yeah. So I told my mother got excited about it. Yeah. She went with me to my first open mic. Yeah. But the problem
in Detroit?
Yeah. But the problem was I was going through a lot. So I didn't pursue the comedy.
Of course, because of the trial, so much on your head.
Did that help as an outlet? Hey, I'm doing this thing. It's cathartic for me to kind of like.
Did you tell the judge?
Nah, because damn, man, they're going just to go too deep. But I don't want people to get too sad. But let's just say this. I'll say this because they need to know this.
Doc, I want to hear all of this. This is our training day of Doc's life. You know what I mean? Like, it's too interesting. I don't think we've ever heard this. Like,
well, I've discussed this on a couple other podcasts.
But I want
Which ones?
I did it on Stevie.
Oh, I love, dude. He's so
I
funny.
did on his. I did it
Stevie
on.
Wee.
But I
I
haven't.
might have talked about it a little bit on Joy Diaz Churches.
Joey. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I'm just fascinated.
Tank.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm
You know what
fascinated with
booked
all
his,
that.
like on Ari's show, he had a hooker on, and I booked, and it was like one of the first hookers on like a comedy podcast. It was like 10 years ago or something, but I helped him get her. I always thought that was funny.
Attaboy, Carla.
It's actually like 15 years ago now.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not with these guys, feds. Don't come.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Escort?
Wait, hold on. I want to know, like, how did you go from, I just want to know, Detroit, open mic, you got a lot of
Did you have crack hose though?
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Crack hose.
I'm scarred for life from the blowjobs the crackhead gave you. When you
Oh my
give-
god!
It's amazing.
You're scarred for life. Wait, is it scarred for life mentally or literally
Mentally,
scars?
because what happens is
from the ground.
man, yeah, because they, I've said this before.
They get too excited and they go
No, it's just
crazy?
they so great at it. Imagine-
Oh, and you can't have a better one now?
Yeah, it's like what the fuck?
Wait.
Oh, is there like extra energy?
Because you have gummies, right? Some
Oh
of
my
them
God.
that gum
Oh my
you up
God.
a little bit.
Oh my god.
Sure. Well, you good? You
No,
you
this
ain't about
is
to throw
so
up?
funny.
No, I'm just-
The gummies.
Yeah.
What you're saying is so
keep going. No, keep going.
So you
Gummies,
got
yeah.
gummies, and then you got some even with the teeth. They fantastic because they doing it for crack, so they're very experienced. And I'm a teenager out in the streets, so imagine going from teenager.
underage crack BJs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bring a tear to your eye, don't
Great American tale.
Fuck.
The American journey.
Yeah. So and then
You're
you have
just
to
like
remember,
sitting
this
there
is
like
the
it's the
80s.
electric chair.
And here's what you gotta understand too. Fucking he's like Bambi on the fucking ice. Looks like can't hold myself. Shit. Couldn't hold my weight. I was in heaven. Oh, you gotta be kidding. What's your name, Shirley? Shirley, you are amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, Doc.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That was
But what was
Wait, so have you
So training day.
It's a and that was well, we'll go into the other parts later, but about training day.
But this is too
Wait,
good.
you want to hear something crazy? There's these bars in Asia where you sit at the bar like, oh, I'm gonna get a drink, but then a girl starts blowing you while you're
What?
sitting there.
You should just
It's called a blowjob bar,
oh, okay, so
Wait,
you just
where-
oh, okay,
where's
because I was
this?
about
like
to
in
say,
Thailand
wow,
or
that's-
something.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the address to that place?
Yeah.
But what if you do it and it's just like guys?
Right. Because you could be some lady boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, Carlos.
That's right. You don't mess around.
Hold on,
with-
Carlos.
you don't know.
Will that stop you?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, because it's like
The excitement.
because also you don't have to find out,
exactly.
right? Ignorance is bliss.
Oh, you talking about after the fact, or you talking about mid blowjob and he like, hi, my name is Bruce Lee. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, not Bruce Lee. But,
No, Bruce
I don't know what the fuck. He said Asian bar. He didn't say Thailand.
But like, are you gonna go time out? Let me check something.
Nah, yeah, I would just enjoy it. Like
I
Doc did
figured.
with the crack girls.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's.
Crackhead, man.
I couldn't.
It gives you a new.
Would you have to go if you had some doubts? Would you have to go? Whoa, hold on.
I have no doubts. I would be like, man, you done fucked up. I would go limp.
No, but what's
Like
funny-
if they tell you, like, it's just something about the feeling of it. It's
Wait,
like,
Doc,
oh,
crackhead or crackhead
Oh, I see what you did there.
crackhead
or crackhead?
or crackhead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crackhead giving some crackhead.
There we go.
Yeah. That's the title of this episode.
Yeah.
Get demonetized right away. All right, so let's go into the movie because Jesus, I don't even know.
But that's how I got into comedy.
Hell yeah.
Pretty much.
I need this so much. this is, like I said, this is a movie directed by Antoine Fuqua, who did all the Equalizer. He's done all the Equalizer movies. Have you guys seen those?
Yeah.
He did.
My favorite.
What else? What else did he did? Gen Z Skeleton, help me out here.
My favorite movie, Great Expectations.
He did
what?
that?
You say Ethan Hawke, right?
No.
Oh, you said
no,
Denzel Washington.
director.
Oh, I was. Oh, okay, my
The
bad.
director.
The director.
He did Southpaw.
Southpaw with
Southpaw.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, wow.
He did Shooter.
Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Yep. So he's this was 2001, and so this was released October 5th, 2001. Like 3 weeks. I know we love talking about.
After 9/11.
But it was moved. It was pushed up because the studio felt like, because Collateral Damage was going to have that October 5th release date. And
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have seen Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I never saw it.
There's an explosion, whatever. The studio felt like, hey, like, let's push this back. You know, let's put something in there that's like, there's no explosions. There's no, you know what I mean? And Gen Z Skeleton actually has a funny story of a professor.
Yeah, I had a professor who released a movie on 9/11.
And who was in it?
Steve Martin, Helen Bonham Carter. I'm pretty sure Kevin Bacon's in
What
there.
on 9/11?
The movie released on 9/11. That was the premiere date.
Oh, wow.
And he was what was he, devastated by it, or what? Or was
Oh
he like,
yeah, I mean that was his big premiere. That was his big break, and then 9/11.
So he was like upset by it, or what happened?
Yeah, he was.
Upset that the towers went down and ruined his day.
I would be. I'd be like, oh, my whole life and the fucking towers go down. That's annoying. I would be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be mad. I'd be mad at everyone, terrorists, everyone.
Yeah, you're like bomb them all.
Yeah.
Go and take them all out.
Yeah.
I put all
I'd
this
be
work.
so annoyed.
And those are like major stars, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna be my big movie. It's like,
Exactly.
no one's going to the theater.
It's so annoying.
So yeah, they decided to push up the date. Releases October 5th, 2001. This written by David Ayer, who he wrote and directed. I'm drawing a blank here.
A whole bunch of movies. He directed Bright, The Beekeeper, Suicide
yeah.
Squad.
That's right.
No, but before that, End of Watch.
Yeah, End of
He
Watch.
did that
So
one.
good.
He had a lot of police type dramas.
End of Watch.
Earlier he did. Oh man, I'm trying to.
Fury.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Fury, and those were
never
his
saw Fury.
movies. And also Training Day.
Bright is so bad.
Bright is so bad.
Yeah.
But Training Day is his movie that he.
It's so bad. And it had that one guy that.
Fucking Alien Training Day with
Yeah, exactly. With that with Max Landis' weird ass.
Yeah.
man.
Well, I think he really suffered after Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad was complete trash.
Yeah.
It was. I actually watched that movie.
The
Was
video games was
insulted by like, hey, now this thing happens. I'm like, what is this thing? You didn't even explain it. I have no idea what's going on. It's like, well, it's happening, and I go, why am I watching this movie then?
Yeah.
And I think he was in the doghouse after that, but he did write and direct a lot of movies. He actually wrote Training Day all on his own. And the studio was like, hey man, like that's an accomplishment because it's so well written. The dialogue's great. The pacing is great.
Yeah.
So this guy is an established writer,
He's
but
Latin, right?
David Ayer is not. Is a white guy.
Oh, he is? Oh, and he got to write the N-word in the movie?
Well, I mean, I feel like
So
that's
lucky.
I feel like that's a Denzel. Denzel, Denzel is a great actor, right? He probably ad-libbed a lot of shit.
He said that like he was like
Come on.
he missed out.
Oh, yeah. What's that about?
Yeah, well, now I'm going to write a movie and put the N-word all over
You
it.
can't.
what,
It's
you-
not
you're
like
And I'm going to say that
illegal.
motherfucker did it.
But you're not Quentin Tarantino.
Well, there's a lot of movies with the N-word in.
Yeah, but if Quentin.
I'm saying the N-word with the word. I'm a black man. I can say.
That's right.
I'm going to put Doc as a character and just everything he says is the N-word.
I won't do it. What the fuck? You think I'm a puppet out here with this guy?
Well, I was going to ask you, you're not a slave.
You're
Might as
not-
well be. Master, I'm going to go on and say for you. Crazy player.
God, I'm not touching that one.
I said Doc, I said he's not a slave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, David Ayer.
So every day we establish that.
He trying to leave it. He won't let you. That's loose.
The reason why I'm here is to keep you guys under control. It gets out of control. You know what? I'm also...
When you bring us two together, that's
Man.
what the fuck gonna happen.
I'm also here to sponsor the chaos. I want that to happen. But man, Carlos, you son of a bitch. But yeah, Denzel actually improv the line, King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Dude, so
He improv the whole like the
See,
gun
the
prop-
improv line didn't even have the N-word, but there's still N-words. So clearly it was written. I'm just saying.
yeah, you own it. He's stuck on it.
I'm just saying the King Kong line was ad-libbed, but that's not N.
But what the fuck did I got to do?
I'm saying
Just that the guy wrote the N-word.
I'm saying Denzel can bring something to the script, to the character, because he's fucking Denzel, and he could say it, and he could be like, "Oh well, this is how I would say it," and David Ayer would probably go, "Okay, that's for you to do." Not, "Hey, I got 30 N-words for you to say."
That's
Yeah,
how I
I'm
would
quite sure when
me.
Denzel get around his homies, it splash out. You know what I mean?
bet.
Yeah,
Especially when he was like, man. To Ethan, I was
so
like,
good.
phew. Ethan probably was in the car like, phew. Cut, thank you, man.
Yeah.
That was a little bit too.
That's got to be all Denzel though. That's got. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's got to be him. Like
Yeah.
he brings so much.
Just such a powerful actor.
Oh my God.
Him, Pacino, De Niro. I mean, Leo. All these guys, they have this power that they command. When they hit that screen, there's this. You're like, man, what the fuck is that thing?
Like
It's
leading
a-
man energy.
Yeah, it's that it factor. It's that
Yeah.
thing when they move and they talk. Even Meryl Streep, when she moves, you're like, oh, I'm ready
They
to
got
fuck
it.
right now. You know what I mean?
Would you fuck Meryl Streep?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I think I would. You know,
Yeah.
I'm 50, so you know what I mean. Like,
But-
I'm right.
She's
Would
such a
you
good.
give away? But like,
How old is Meryl? No disrespect.
but with Meryl, would you be like?
Gen Z skeleton, can you give us?
But with Meryl, would you be like, oh, this is great, but I wish I would given her crack before she gave me a blowjob?
Well, what I probably do is grab her teeth and be like, can you get a gummy or not? What if they just popped up? Oh, no, I'm done. My bad.
Oh, but you remember on
Grab her teeth out and go, bitch, we're good.
Fucking.
that could be your older lady, Doc, that you get with is Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
How old is Meryl
74
Streep?
years old.
She's 74.
74.
Yeah, all right.
So maybe she does do the gummies.
She could.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
possible because you know Hollywood, they be having them false ones.
I know. Hopefully.
What's that?
Yeah.
Cold-
Or would you be
cold
afraid
false.
that she's such a good actress that she would be faking all her orgasms?
Oh, that's very true.
Well, you know, I'm in there for a minute or two anyway.
Oh, it's-
I'm
okay.
happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just, yeah. All right. You good, lady?
You good lady? That's
Yeah.
your caller.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep. You good lady?
Oh my God.
So funny.
But she's a phenomenal actress, man.
Yeah.
I try to clean it up a little
No,
bit.
but look,
Skeleton, be with me, Playboy.
I'm with you.
yeah, I mean Denzel commands it's actors that command that attention. And when Denzel's on screen, it's like you have to watch, like you're just in awe of what he does. Just the things that he does is, and the character of Alonzo, what's his last
Mourning.
name? Not Alonzo Mourning. What do you play for the Heat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alonzo, not Alonzo Mourning. Man, I can't believe I remember that. But Alonzo, he's a manipulative guy, right? You know he's right from the start. They're in that diner, right? And funny enough, that diner scene is in the movie Seven when Morgan Freeman and Gwyneth Paltrow are talking about Gwyneth Paltrow saying, "Hey, I'm pregnant. I don't know what to do," and Morgan Freeman's giving her advice. So that diner, that scene where Ethan Hawke and Morgan Freeman are in the diner, that's the same diner from
Oh,
Seven.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You right away you got Denzel, you know, "Hey, I'm reading my paper. Give me a story." He's like, "Are you going to be quiet? All right, well then you entertain me because this is entertaining me." So right off he's like hostile, kind of like, you know, who the fuck are you, greenhorn? Like, what the fuck? Don't waste my time, right?
Yeah.
So, that's the best you can come up with? That story? He wants to hear the fucking story, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's
Yeah,
like,
you
"Oh,
wanna
give me
hear
that."
it.
Yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're not giving me what I want."
Yeah.
Right? And he's doing this. He's going, boom. And then Ethan Hawke like jumps. So right away he's like, he's manipulating him. He's, you know, being hostile. He's surprising him. And right off the bat, you're like, okay, this guy, you know, he's in control. Denzel's in the control right from the start. You could just sense it like, oh, he's going to own this guy, and he does.
Yeah.
But then he dials it back, right? Where it's like, oh, no, it's okay. Hey, man, it's all right. No, it's like that when I was, when I was starting out. And that manipulation, the way he can transform and go, well, I'm pushing too hard, and I feel him peeling back, but I need him.
Yeah, you saw it even deeper when he mentioned the children and the wife. I got a wife. I got me a little. So he was connecting with him. He was like playing with his emotions all through the movie. So he's like, I got a great guy in this guy. And then he's like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? So he has him on this.
And then he says that line of like, oh, I got four sons. I can hook you up with a son, I don't miss. And it's like, oh shit, that's a fucking gangster ass line to say to somebody you first met, like, oh, I'll fuck your wife and give you a son if you want one.
Yeah, you seem like he's like a good boss at first, but then like the corruption slowly comes out.
But
He didn't seem like that even in the beginning to me. He was like, this guy is
no nonsense.
because he was rude. He like police officers. Well, I ain't gonna say that because maybe they do rookies like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. So maybe that's why he was giving them such a hard time, kind of
like a hazing
him. So, but he was like, Denzel was like the Diddy of training day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's got all the power.
Yeah, he was fucking manipulating everybody and crossing everybody. It was like, fuck. If the stories and the allegations against Diddy is real, it's like, damn it. It's like, he's like a Diddy all over the place. It's like, fuck, except he ain't fucking dudes. That's it.
The Diddy shit is so nuts.
But at least he didn't call Ethan Hawke daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I would have turned the TV off. I was like,
man. You want this job, daddy? Oh, man.
Dad Diddy.
It's so gross. So yeah, this story takes place all in a day, right? And we're along for the ride, right? This is Denzel. He's pushing the story. He's leading it. Ethan, we're like in Ethan Hawke's position. What's he gonna do? Where is he taking us? And that's why this story in this movie is so interesting, because we're following Denzel, and we're like, yeah, we want him to like Ethan Hawke, almost like we want him to. If we're in that position, I want Denzel to like me. I want to smoke this piece, of course, whatever this weed is.
Yeah,
like,
you are Ethan Hawke.
See,
yeah, I'm cool.
Because I'm deal with the streets, I had a whole nother perspective of him.
Okay.
For me, I was like, this dude is such a fucking. It was like the feelings that Ethan was having was the feelings I was having being dealt with crooked police officers. It was like, man, you ain't supposed. Man, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, you're not even supposed to be. Because matter of fact, the same officers that used to rob me, they used to smoke too.
Oh shit!
They would rob us, smoke it, and then use the money and buy more. They were also on the drug.
You should have been a cop.
Yeah, yeah. So like it was like I'm looking at this guy and I'm just like, this is like reliving my fucking teenage year. I think this guy's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It was just like, and he played it so fucking perfect, like perfect as a crooked officer. He was the way he set up everything was, man, like even like think of how they manipulated me when I told y'all that story earlier. They fucking, hey, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to jail, and they drop me off in another gang neighborhood. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Insane.
Like that type of manipulation and corruption is like, y'all don't know, that's
street
a real
justice.
thing. Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna book you, do the paperwork, and have to do work. It's like, oh, we'll rob you and just drop you off.
It wasn't even street justice with them. It's just they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They just didn't give a fuck.
They're part. It's almost like they're
Yeah, it was just like, I got the money and the drugs. I don't care what happens to you. Why are you there?
Yeah.
And I was like, you could have just let me go. And they was like, nah. Drop me off on the other fucking.
They're basically another gang. Yeah. It's another version of a gang.
Yeah, and you heard Tupac talk about that in interviews, how the police are gangs. But see, that's the hard part for good police officers. Like they have to imagine having to deal with people in your own department that you find out is corrupted, and you're dealing with the criminals out there.
Yeah, it makes
and
you
so
harder.
so like when people, that's the pet peeve that black people have that everybody don't know. That's why there's always this black police and black people in police thing, because there are these dirty cops that's doing stuff all the time in the hood. Everybody know. Even they even mess with the kids that ain't selling drugs. They do stuff like there's just these few crooked cops that do this. So we just write them all off. Black people just write them all off. Like, man, not all black people. But the ones
course.
that have the paranoia.
Yeah.
'Cause, like most black people that's pretty confident about it, they go, man, we pay you motherfuckers taxes. That's what I do now. When something go and they pull me over, someone like, nigga, I pay your taxes. What you need? My license? Here go my insurance. I'm legit. Let me go, playboy. But yeah, that's what it is. That's the discomfort that people don't know about. It's those constant small groups of dudes in every hood that do this shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, nobody knows that. So black people tend to be like paranoid of them, you know, because they'll pull you over for a ticket, search your car, take your money.
Yeah.
That's like Snoop Dogg wheeling away from Alonzo, where he's like, oh, I'm getting out of here. Fucking
That's what I
Alonzo's.
related to in the movie.
Yeah. And in Detroit especially, because back then in the 80s, you have to remember it was the boom of crack sales. So crackheads didn't look like Pookie and the ones y'all think they look like.
Yeah,
These were working class people who were or people on welfare, but they wasn't like toe down. There was a few of them toe down.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, they was
Wait, what's
good looking.
what's Pookie? What is that, from The Wire?
No, New York, New Jack City.
New Jack City.
Yeah, New Jack City. And so back in that time, there was just like, I done lost the goddamn thought.
I'm sorry, I know. I threw you off with The Wire thing. I got you off of it. But yeah, I like Denzel Alonzo has this gang. He's got Dr. Dre on his side, which is like
who's acting terribly in this.
Yeah. Yo, I said we kill your boy right now. Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, phew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Dre, he's chewing gum. He's like, you know, that's like, maybe if I chew gum, people, I can
get away.
get away with my face and how I'm acting.
Snoop wasn't that bad though.
Snoop was good.
Yeah,
I thought Snoop was
wasn't
great.
that bad. I said, oh, Snoop got a little chops on him. Okay.
Yeah, he's like,
chops, yeah.
I smell bacon. I fucking love that line, man. It's so Snoop. And here's a fun fact: they were trying to cast Eminem for Ethan Hawke's role, but he was doing 8 Mile at the time.
Oh wow.
So it would have been Snoop, Dre, and M in
Ethan
Training
Hawke's
Day
so much
together.
better.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah.
But Ethan Hawke is like, the reason why Fuqua picked him is because Ethan Hawke has a sort of innocence about him, but he said something in his eyes said that he's gone through some shit. So it's that kind of both of innocence, but also he's got something in his eyes.
Yeah.
There he is.
He's so good in this movie. He's so good in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of shit. Gattaca, Boyhood.
I love
by
Boyhood.
Richard Linklater.
Yeah.
Great Expectations.
Yeah.
Wait.
Doc's favorite movie.
Wait. Is he in Great Expectations?
Yeah, with Gwyneth Paltrow, man.
I don't think I've seen it. I've read the book.
Oh, bro, for one of the man, you watch that movie, Gwyneth make you so mad, you be like, I hate women. This,
when
she's so vicious
That's
to
when
him.
she was hooking up with like Harvey Weinstein too. That era would have been the Gwyneth Harvey Weinstein.
Is that
What?
real?
What are you saying?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You
Yeah, in the 90s. That would have
think it
been
was-
that would have been the era that Harvey Weinstein was like assaulting Gwyneth Paltrow.
Wait, is that in the news?
Yeah, like that came out that like he like assaulted her, and it would have been in the 90s.
Oh.
That's why Brad Pitt like almost fought him.
Oh shit! I didn't know
I didn't
that.
know
Yeah, all those
Brad Pitt used to date Gwyneth Paltrow too? God.
before Jennifer Aniston,
So before
right before Aniston.
Chris.
Yeah, well, he dated her before Aniston and before Jolie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brad was running through him, huh?
of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man, also
Hollywood. What am I talking about?
Ava
Yeah.
Mendes in this movie.
Oh, I know, so hot. I like the shotgun under his
First
bed.
there was Waterboy. Happy Gilmore, and then that shit. I was like, phew.
Oh,
Yeah.
She looked good in that movie.
she looks so good.
She looked really good.
God, well, he just comes over to fuck, right?
So
and
funny.
she's just there, like. Then she just has like a shirt with her, like, you know, with no bra. She's just hanging out, like, oh yeah, well, we just,
Yeah, he
we
was
just
like,
fucked. Yeah, like he just came over. Oh, I'm stopping by.
but he was like actually into her. You could tell, but he just was who he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's time for some wine.
It is
Oh, it's so yeah. You know what?
time for
I'm a
wine.
heavy pour today because it's training day, and Ethan Hawke's drinking throughout the entire movie. It's a great movie to drink to, I'd say, because it
Same Pinot. What is it?
is Pinot.
It is?
Oh, it is Pinot. I like that they're. I don't know. There's something about movies where they're drinking it's kind of nice when you're having a drink and like, oh, okay, the characters are drinking too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the same like headspace, and you know what I mean.
Cheers,
They're having that. Oh, cheers, man.
Cheers.
They're having
Gotta do
that
it.
expensive whiskey, which I wanted to try. In that movie, I'm like, oh, I want a $300 a glass of whiskey.
I was like, damn.
Give me that
Kinda
shit.
good to drink.
Oh, speaking of which, that scene when they go back to Roger's house, right?
Yeah.
And Ethan's along, and he's like, obviously, there's some shit going down, and he's like starting to get nervous. Denzel, like what? I don't know. It gets dark around him, and he does that turnaround where then he shoots him with a shotgun, and the most savage line is him just going, "Breathe,
Oh, yeah.
come on,
bro.
dog, breathe,
Bro.
breathe." As he's like,
So
it's
crazy.
just savage as fuck, man. He just,
Oh.
God, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
That's why I hated that movie when I first saw it. Like, I just couldn't.
He was getting away with it. So you
Yeah,
like the
and
end
I was
then?
just looking at him like, this dude is fucking.
Well, what do you think at the end when he finally gets it?
That was due justice. It was
Yeah.
like, yeah, phew. You kind of was like, man, something get this, because you.
Yeah.
It was almost like nobody's gonna catch this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that happens. Like,
Wasn't he supposed to get away in the original script? There's something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
There was.
The Russians
I
don't
forget.
kill him in the end, I think, in the first version.
You know what it reminded me of? That death scene, Sonny's death scene in The Godfather.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right, where he's up against the
The array of
car and
bullets.
he's getting just shot up with bullets.
I
Like,
think it's a straight, like
it could
like
be
inspiration.
It could be because
Yeah.
Sonny has that sort of bravado and that attitude. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna fuck.
that's why I think it
whatever.
is.
And you know that scene where the guy's holding the gun, one of the gang members, like, oh, it's like that guy. He's an actual ex-blood gang member
Oh wow.
that that is in the movie. And I think in 2015 he was there with Suge Knight. He was one of the victims. You know, Suge Knight like just drove and
Oh,
killed
through
somebody.
the straight out of Compton set.
Yeah, and killed somebody. Didn't testify against Suge Knight because
Yeah,
you
so
know
he killed.
why fucking do that? But he was there. So
That's
that
so
guy, they hired actual gang members to shoot in the
jungle
Baldwin, in the jungle, the Baldwin Village,
Okay.
which is like just south west of Crenshaw.
Yeah.
But one of the guys, I forget his name, allowed like one of the gang members, like, oh, you can shoot in this neighborhood, but you have to hire the gang members to
Cool.
be in the movie. And I think that is so dope to have
Get permission from the gang. It's like,
Yeah.
like it's their shit. like they had city permits. Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta sign this paperwork.
Yeah. Oh, you want to shoot in this neighborhood? It's like, no. You talk to them. Don't get the permits. And Film LA is like, we don't want to be there. But yeah, there's actual
Yeah,
gang
it's real
members in
shit
it.
out there. Them dudes ain't no joke out there.
Well, they know who owned that area.
Should we whine about it?
It's time to whine about it.
Yeah.
Carlos, you have something to whine about?
Yeah. The acting of of Denzel's crew, I thought was bad.
Yeah.
I think Dr. J was a bad actor, and yeah, fucking shouldn't be in this movie.
Yeah, he was.
That's my whine.
Doc, what do you have to whine about this movie? It's like, I mean, it's a great movie.
fucking Monte Carlo.
Oh.
When he gets shot up at the end. He towed a goddamn car up. Remember, he hit the front, he hit the sides, and then when they pull up at the light, I was like, it's the same car. I said, y'all done fucked up.
There's bullet holes. There's supposed to be bullet
No,
holes.
but the hood should have been smashed in. Everything should
yeah.
be crushed.
Right.
Nothing was crushed. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking
Movie mistake.
Yeah, I was like, are you fucking? I said, the grill was intact. I was like, oh, they done fucked up.
Yeah. That's a good whine.
That and just the kind of how like they were. Maybe it might be a LA thing, but you don't call cops pigs to their face. It's like one of those things where it's like you might cop a little attitude, like, man, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but you say that because it's kind of like you say something to them like that.
It gives them.
Now they're gonna be fucking with you all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't want business to be. So you kind of just be like, man, y'all always doing this shit. Like, boy, look, I ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Snoop shouldn't be like, I smell bacon. Like, you know what I mean? It should be
Yeah,
like, well,
I
I'm going to
see.
fuck you up.
I tell y'all a quick one. One time I'm standing on the corner with one of the guys. Matter of fact, the one I told you that got killed. But I'm on the corner with him. We have homicide police pull up. And homicide, there's 4 homicide police officer detectives that ride in the car back then. They pull up and they look at my friend my boy, they go, where you been?
Mm-hmm.
And they go, what do you mean where I been? He said, man, I just been trying to take it easy. He's like, no, we know you didn't kill somebody, wherever it was. And he's like, you usually when you disappear, you didn't kill them. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna find out who you killed and you ain't gonna beat this case this time. I'm telling you right now, blah, blah. And then he was like, man, I don't kill people. And then they just started yelling at him, cussing. I'm like, you always fucking lie, you fucking lie, motherfucker. And he was like, hey man, easy.
Yeah.
Like it was that, but that's how normally an exchange kind of go. It's more of like, nah, I ain't been. Yeah. But they knew from his patterns. And so when he pulled off, I started laughing and I was like, fuck. I go, how many people you have killed? He goes, yeah. And then he's like, man, 20, fuck. 30. He's like, whatever. And then I said, wait a minute. You actually killed somebody. That's why you was going. And he's like, fucking, and that was the fucking funny part about it. Man. They knew his pattern of like whenever he killed somebody, he would disappear because like the longer you are from them catching you, the harder it is to for the memory of witnesses and stuff like that. So that's why people go on the run and stuff. And then in the streets, nobody like to talk because there's a fear. So he pretty much beat his cases.
Nice.
But he didn't beat to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they got him,
man.
Anyway,
that's crazy.
Man.
You know what's crazy about his death too? My cousin wound up being a juror in the trial because they caught one of the guys that murdered. And she was like, yeah, they was saying that guy was like, and I was like, yeah, that's all he fucking was, cuz. It's like, yeah.
Insane.
She told me, I said, oh, fuck, you a juror in the trial? Like, oh my God, yeah. And,
wild.
Yeah.
My wine is for David Ayer creating Suicide Squad. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. I wish he stopped at, Fury, or was Fury's before, I think, or End of Watch, because those are really good movies. Training Day, obviously. Great written movie. The writing is fucking great. The pacing is great. But Suicide Squad is so truly terrible. And then he did Bright, and it's like he just fell off, and it's like, why didn't you just, stay away from the superhero bullshit? It's not your lane. Do the cop drama type movies, Fury, even Army, movie, war movie. That's his lane. He tried to do something else and failed epically. So that's my wine. David Ayer, poor guy. Huh?
You're supposed to say something about Training Day.
No, but David Ayer is the writer of Training. So, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I know. But just wine in general, I gotta say the guy associated with Training Day wrote such a great script and wrote such a terrible one that I'm like, damn. That Quentin Tarantino once said. I think he said recently, he's like, if you as directors age, he's a firm believer that you don't make your good shit as your age. I think Martin Scorsese's proof that you can still do it, but he's like. Quentin Tarantino said, if you make one bad movie, it erases like 3 good movies that you made. It's kind of, or 3 or 4, I forget what the number was, but he's like, it erases a good amount of movies. One flop gets you that status of like, oh, you fell off. So he wants to go out, he's, obviously dropped The Critic and is going to do something else. The Critic was originally scheduled to be greenlit with Tarantino, and he was trying to find. I know it was Shane Gillis.
Yeah, the rumor.
But which I felt like it was far fetched. But he wants to go. I want to go up on top. I want to be selective, and I don't want to make a bad movie. I want to make sure that these are good movies. But David Ayer, jeez.
You know who's still holding their weight though? Christopher Nolan.
Of course.
Christopher Nolan.
Now,
well, you haven't seen Oppenheimer.
No, but just based on the praises that he got for Oppenheimer, I'm just like, oh, okay.
It is his most sophisticated movie.
I'm gonna watch it
emotionally. Like he's not very good with evoking emotions, but I would say that this one is his best so far. With scientists that are supposed to be like, here's the science. I'm not supposed to be emotionally invested, but you do get that sense. You do feel for Oppenheimer and what's happening to him. So I would highly recommend it, and maybe
I'll probably watch it one of these years. Yeah, I'll watch it. Man, for the sake of the podcast, I'll probably dip a little bit.
Yeah, man. Look, I think it was well deserved. I have my
3 hours.
issues with it. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours, and it's really great in the theaters. Obviously, it's not in the theaters, or maybe you could find it in the theaters, but it's. I think it's well deserved, but I do have my critiques of it. I don't know. That's just. I know Andres, who's floating out at sea somewhere or at the bottom of the ocean. Love that movie. But we can't ask him because he's probably dead. Maybe we can ask a spirit. Andres, what do you say with me not liking?
Oh, don't do no Ouija board shit. I don't think black people in the hood.
Oh yeah.
We don't fuck with the Ouija board.
Oh, yeah.
Spirits. That's another.
And you get haunted. Oh, maybe we should do Hereditary.
I get it.
Hell no.
So, what is your guys' favorite scene in Training Day? There's a lot of memorable
The
scenes.
Mexicans playing cards.
Oh yeah,
My favorite scene.
yeah. Especially when he's like, "Oh, let me see your piece."
Exactly.
Come on, I'm not gonna shoot nobody. Let me see it. Let me see.
So good.
And then you're just feeling. Oh, in that scene,
Oh, I got another one.
Antoine Fuqua, the director, he said, "Hey, you guys are going to deliver lines and didn't tell Ethan Hawke."
Oh yeah,
So
I knew that.
it feels like he's confused and doesn't and disoriented by what they're saying. So it was kind of a surprise as those lines were coming at him, which feels like it's very tense,
cool.
and you're like, hey, he's trying to figure out what these guys are about. Where's Alonzo? Why isn't he coming back? That scene is super tense.
Yeah.
And what's your scene?
My favorite one?
Yeah.
Probably when he getting shot up against the car. I was like, that's all I need right there. Yeah. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, because that's the climax for me, because it's like, it's just like how they say, criminals should be caught, right? And just to see it happens to an officer who's wrong.
Right.
And you're like, man, yeah, because you have to, you're so used to it being done to the drug dealer, but it's happening to a crooked officer.
You're right.
Like Tupac, he always rapped about that. Like people always thought Tupac was against the police, and he wasn't against the police. He always, when you hear him rap, he always, like when he said the police, he always said an adjective normally in front of it. Not all the time, but most of the time he would be like crooked ass cop, or this cop was racist, or whatever the case is. He's always putting the fact that no, this isn't the type of cop you're thinking about.
Okay. You're
thinking about the good old boys, but this guy right here, this is a Denzel Washington, this is a fucking Alonzo right here.
Yeah,
and that's who Tupac was addressing. So people don't like it because as a body or law enforcement or government body, you're supposed to be submissive to them. But for hood dudes, they get angry at him. So you see how like they were like, nah, homie, like that's a real feeling. That's like, you know what? That's the good dude. We gonna let him go. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, you can't, that's real. That's a real, that situation is a real situation that I think a street dudes would go, nah, we don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna let him slide and we gonna let him dip. Because they see how he was, I don't think they knew about the Russians, but they knew something was going on with that money. So they was like, you need this for some reason. Hey, take that money, go on ahead, white boy, right quick. Let's see what's going to happen, my man. So I wish they would have what they should have did was show like the day after when all the gangs found out he was dead, everybody celebrating, drinking, like, that motherfucker.
That's fun.
But,
like next Friday.
Yes. So people need to just like really see that that's a real factor out there.
You know what stood out to me that I didn't get, the first, I've seen this a couple of times. The first is the snail joke. When you figure out that joke, you figure out the streets. So that the snail joke, it goes, hey, guy comes out of his house, sees a snail on his porch, takes it and it goes, disgusted by it, takes it, throws it into the backyard. Snail, breaks a shell on a rock and lands in the grass. Takes a snail a whole year to crawl back onto the porch. And he gets there, owner comes back out and goes, the fuck's your problem? Right? And then there's that whole like Ethan Hawke's high and he's laughing and like, oh, that's not funny. That's not funny. but he says, Roger, he goes, you figure that out, you figure out the streets.
Yeah.
But Ethan Hawke is that snail. He gets his shell broken. He basically is like naked. Like he gets stripped down to go, this is reality. And then he fights and claws back onto the porch. And Ethan Hawke's porch moment was him there on the streets with Alonzo and the gang members going, I'm still here. I didn't get killed by those guys. I did the right thing by saving that girl that was getting attacked. He survives. He comes crawling back and survives. So there's that connection between the snail and Ethan Hawke. And I was like, oh, there's something there.
There's 100% there. That's because it's kind of like what people tell you, keep going for what you believe in and you dream in, and always, no matter what's happening bad around you, stay good. Yeah. It's hard to stay good when everybody else is messing around. You know what I mean? But if you stay on point, you find yourself going further than everybody else, and they get left behind. And so look what happened. All those other guys, not all of them, but Denzel, Ryan was there, but Ethan wound up surviving. Why? Because he did that one good thing for that little girl.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was actually another one of my favorite scenes when she was like, oh, this white dude, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a phew. When you watching that, I was like, God. You know what I mean?
Good.
Oh, man.
And did you get that when Alonzo says, hey, make sure you clean that bathtub right after they get out of that house with Roger?
Yeah.
He says, make sure that bathtub is clean.
Yeah.
He says that setting up, and they're like, they're going to kill him in the bathtub. So you're like, oh, there's that plant. And then you go, the realization, because they're doing the bathtub, like, oh, Alonzo. I think you already get that because he's gone, but he says that line on the phone.
Yeah.
Make sure that bathtub is clean.
Okay.
You know, that little thing, you don't know what that means. You don't know who he's talking to, but then you go, oh shit. So he's planning this all along. He's bringing him there to get killed. Right.
Yeah.
And it's a great piece of writing to go, hey, here's a piece of information. Maybe you miss it, but it feels subtle and it feels, it feels like it's organic to it. It doesn't feel clunky at all. Well put together. David Ayer, sorry I made fun of you for Suicide Squad, but
release the Ayer cut.
The Ayer cut. So Jency Skeleton, what is the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad?
The almost potential worst movie ever made. The extended edition of Suicide Squad that was supposed to like add in deleted scenes and endings, and Margot Robbie and Will Smith were supposed to end up together in that movie, sounded like a fucking disaster.
Crazy.
Yeah, he tried to pull a Zack Snyder, like, oh, I deserve this too. All right, well, if anybody hasn't seen Training Day, why should they watch Training Day? 2001, the movie's 23 years old, holds up. If anybody hasn't seen it, why should they see it, or why should they rewatch?
Me first? Oh, I would say same reason why you should watch The Wire, so you can get an understanding. I mean, I think there was other cops shows, but those two, that movie and The Wire are the closest to reality that you would get dealing with law enforcement corruption. That's the closest you would get. And all the rest of the other cops are like Ethan Hawke, fighting against these guys, and it's hard. That's why they call them a gang, because they can't. It's like, oh man, you make our precinct look like this, so they transfer them out instead of bringing the news and attention to them,
which they do with priests, and like that's just kind of this whole
it's like
thing.
This whole thing.
All right,
takes place.
We're just
and so the streets know that, and it's so to just get you to understand that.
It does.
Black people don't just hate police. Just hate them. It's
corruption
not like that.
does exist.
Yeah, corruption is definitely real. And
and watch this movie to get great acting from Denzel.
Yeah, powerful. I mean, you see Denzel's gonna be powerful in anything. You can put him in probably Finding Nemo, just him in like the animation, and then a real Denzel. Like talking to him, fuck. You think you can do this to me, Nemo?
Oh, Denzel in Finding Nemo would be awesome. As the dad.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. Movie's great. Perfect crime movie.
I want a Finding Nemo with Denzel, the Denzel version. Hell yeah, dog. Carlos, any last words for
Perfect crime
Training
movie?
Day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great movie. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, man. Learned a lot about Doc today.
Oh yeah, great episode.
Great, Doc. Thank you for your stories, man.
Hey kids, I just want y'all to know, never give up on yourselves and go for your dreams. And even if you mess up like your Uncle Doc here, you can make it.
Get those.
I'm sitting here between two white dudes. Well,
right.
You're not white, but
yeah. Don't forget about those crack BJs too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they talking
Wait, what was it? Crackhead.
Crackhead from
a crackhead.
Crackheads.
Crackhead from a crackhead.
Yeah. Jesus. See you guys.